The session yesterday, was there any questions unanswered? If there are any questions unanswered for the yesterday's topics, you could please put it on the chat so that we will be able to understand your questions before we start for the day. Okay, so let us start. In today's topic, in the morning session, we will discuss on inventory masters and inventory vouchers. Yesterday we discussed on the accounting masters and accounting vouchers. In the afternoon session, we'll be discussing on receivables and payables management. Okay, hope everyone has downloaded Tally to your desktop and you're using Tally. Those who didn't have Tally at your home, hope you have all downloaded and installed Tally and did some data entry yesterday. Okay, so let's start. The topic is inventory masters and inventory vouchers. So yesterday we discussed about when we create Tally database, okay, we could either use only accounts or we could use accounts with inventory. So today let us just look at using accounts with inventory. Yesterday we just saw only accounting. Today let us look at accounts with inventory. Okay, so the purpose of training is the same thing as I explained yesterday, to increase efficiency and eliminate duplication of work, okay, and to do our work more effectively. So effectively what it means is every day I should be able to complete my work within the stipulated time. So if I want to go back home at 5:30, I should be able to do it. So that is the purpose of this training. Do you all agree for this? Okay, so let's move on. So today in the inventory masters, okay, so we will look at what are all the inventory masters that we are supposed to create. Okay, so when we come to inventory masters, the first and the foremost thing is we need to have unit of measure. So example, we might have the measurement in terms of numbers, in terms of liters, in terms of kgs or dozens, packs, okay, all those things. So typically first thing is we need to create unit of measures. The second is the stock groups. So which are all the groups that we will have? So how do you identify the stocks based on the groups? Okay, so that is one thing that you need to create. Then it comes is the stock item. Which are all the items that you want to create? Okay, what are all the individual items? That is what we will look at. And the fourth is different voucher types that we have under inventory handling. Okay, so these are all the four basic minimum masters that is required. Okay, and we will move on to Tally to see, okay, how do we create all these things. So I'll just log on to Tally from my computer. Hope everyone is able to see my Tally screen. Okay. So here once when I log on, say yesterday we had just created one data. Example, I think we did in Saraswati Traders. Okay, we did some of the transactions. Okay, so here what we did was yesterday when we looked at the yesterday, okay, this was enabled. Okay, so we were just getting only accounts info and accounting vouchers. So today we are discussing on inventory masters and inventory transactions. So to enable inventory vouchers, inventory in Tally, inventory features in Tally, first we need to go to F11 features, accounting features, and make this as no, maintain accounts only as no, so that it will be both accounts with inventory. And enable integrate accounts with inventory as yes. Okay, and save this. To accept, Control A is to accept. Okay, once when you accept it, on your gateway of Tally, you get inventory info menu and inventory vouchers menu. You will also get stock summary menu under reports. So under master, you get inventory info menu. Under transaction, you will get inventory vouchers menu. And under reports, you will get stock summary menu. So these are all the additional menus you will get once when you enable inventories in Tally. Right. Okay. So now let us just look at how to create different masters, inventory masters, as we had discussed. That is basically unit of measures, stock groups, stock item, and voucher types. So first let us go to unit of measures. How to create unit of measures? So in default Tally, no unit of measures is default created. Every unit of measure needs to be created based on our requirement. So once when you come to inventory info, you have multiple menus which says stock group, stock item, unit of measures, voucher types, copy allocation details. This will come to the later. Okay. So first is you need to create unit of measure. In the unit of measure, when you go to unit of measure, there is only create option. Display alter is not available because there are no masters. Okay. So I'll just go to create. Okay. The type is simple. Symbol, say example, I'll just say numbers. Invoice. Formal name is numbers. And number of decimals. If you require decimals, then you need to enable 1, 2, or 3. How many decimal points you require? Say example, if you are trading in fractions, say like example, you have in the numbers, if you say you want to sell 4.5 numbers, okay, then you need to have decimals. Otherwise, generally for numbers there will not be any decimals because we sell in whole. Okay, say example, I want to sell 20 numbers of chocolates. Okay, so I cannot sell 20.6. That is not possible. So in this case, the decimals will be 0. Accept this. Okay, so now I have created one master which is available in my display, which is numbers. Okay, similarly, I could create kgs, kilograms. In this kgs, okay, we might require decimals because I might sell half kg, I might sell quarter kg, I might buy half kg, I might sell half kg, I might buy quarter kg. So the possibilities are there where we might require fractions, decimals. So in this case, example, I'll just say I need 2 decimal points. Okay. So similarly, I could also create, I'll also create one more thing called liter. Okay, even in the liter, I might need decimals. I might sell 4.4 liters. Okay, sorry. So I'm just giving 2 decimal points. So we have created 3 unit of measures: numbers, liters, and kgs. Right? And if you need to alter, you could always go here, alter. Generally, if the transaction is not associated, it will allow you to alter. Otherwise, it doesn't allow you to alter. Okay. So this is clear how to create unit of measures. That's the first thing that you need to create. The second is basically the groups, stock groups. Okay, so even the stock groups, you don't have any default groups that is set up in Tally. We have to create the required groups. Okay, so what are the stock groups? Like you had accounting groups, you will also have stock groups where you could summarize multiple products to one group. So like example, okay, let me just take an example of electronic goods. Okay, household electronic goods. So example, I have televisions, I have fridge, I have AC. Okay, we have mobiles. Okay, various electronic goods. Okay, so we will create these as our groups. Okay, say example, I'll just say groups as the first group is televisions, TV. Okay, under, so it basically comes under primary. Can quantities be added? No. Okay, then I'll just say washing machine. Okay, then I will just create one more air coolers. Okay, then fridge. Okay, then music systems. So I've just created 5 groups: air coolers, fridge, music systems, television, and washing machine. Clear? Similarly, if I need to go and alter, I could just go and alter. No, it is not air coolers, it is air conditioners. Okay, so you could even rename if you require at any point of time. Okay. Similarly, once when you are through with stock, unit of measures and stock group, next comes this stock item. So this is the individual item which you purchase and sell. Okay, when you see the invoice, when you see your purchase bill, that is what you will see as a stock item. That is what you need to create over here. So example, I'm just creating. Okay, either you could create individually or multiple, as we saw yesterday in our accounting masters. Okay, so let me just go to individual stock creation. Okay, so simple way of doing things. We don't need any advanced. Okay, standard rate, bill of materials. Okay, so this is the item creation screen. So stock item, create. So what is the name of the item? Say example, I'll just say Sony TV 42-inch. This is the item name, which comes under television. So I need to specify under which group it comes. And what is the unit of measure? How do we measure this? Whether it's in liters, kgs, or numbers. I'll just say it is in numbers. Okay. You could also set the standard rates, that is the standard purchase price and standard selling price, so that automatically while you do the transaction, it will pick from these values. So example, I'm just saying yes. Okay, I need to do the standard rate. Standard cost is basically my purchase cost. So example, I'll just say it is 26,000 and standard rate is selling price is 30,000. If you have these details, you could enable this. And what is your opening balance? Do you have any opening stock? Do you have any stock in your business? If you have any stock, you could just give the opening balance. Currently, I'm not just giving any opening balance. So I've just created one Sony television. Okay, so example, let me just say one more Sony television 56-inch. Okay, so if you observe here, I didn't type, I just set some combination key. It is just repeating from my previous master. So what is that combination key? That is basically Control R. In Tally, if you click on Control R on any of the masters, it will give you the previous values. So example, I want to create Sony 56 inch, 46 inch, 42 inch, 30 inch, everything. So rather than retyping, I could just click on Control R on this field. So it will typically pick that previous transaction, previous values. So I'm just saying 56 inch, television, numbers, standard rates is applicable. Okay, so this was 35,000 is my purchase price. I'm selling at 50,000. Okay, so I'll have Samsung 36 inch. Okay, Samsung TV 36 inch comes under television. Numbers, I don't have any standard rate for this. Okay, you could even ignore that. Okay, so typically what I've done, I've created 3 items: Samsung TV 36 inch, Samsung TV 42 inch, and Samsung TV 56 inch. Now the challenge is I have some 20 items to create. So I need not go individual item wise. I could also go multiple create. Say example, I want to create all air conditioners. I will just select group as air conditioners. Okay, so here which are all the ACs that we have? We have Voltas, 1 ton. Okay, it's in numbers. If you have any opening balance, you could say example, I have 4 quantity at 25,000 per quantity. Voltas 2 ton. Numbers, we have 3 at 30,000 rupees. Okay, then we have Voltas, we have say example Samsung. Samsung 1 ton, air conditioners, numbers, we don't have any opening stock. Samsung 2 ton, air conditioners, numbers. Okay, we have 5 numbers at 28,000. Say example. So similarly, I could go on creating what are all the items that I have. So I just created 4 more. Now if you come to display, so all these 4 have been created. All right. So similarly, I could also create fridge, Samsung 12 liters, numbers 10, 12,000, Samsung 15 liters fridge, numbers 5 numbers 9,000. I could just go on giving this which are all the fridges that we will have, Samsung and Whirlpool. Whirlpool 12 liters fridge, numbers 3 numbers at 10,000. Numbers 5 numbers at 15,000. So like this, you can go on creating multiple items, right? So we had got different this thing. So we had music system, washing machine, right? Music system, washing machine. Let's just create few more items. music system. Okay, so we have which are all the music systems that you get today? iPod, numbers, 10 numbers at 15,000 per number. Okay, we have BPL music systems. Numbers, 8 numbers in stock at 13,000. Okay, so I have 2 music systems. Okay, I'm also having washing machines. We don't have any. One sec, let me just look at what are all the things that we have created. Okay, one more way that you could go and look at is go to display and click on list of accounts. Here you could have stock items. All right, so here you could look at under air conditioner, we have different air conditioners. Under fridge, we have different fridge. Under music systems, we have different music systems. Under TV, you have different TVs. Under washing machine, we don't have any items that has got created. Let us just create few more items under washing machine. Inventory, stock item, create, washing machine. Okay, so here you have Whirlpool 12 liters washing machine. Numbers, we have 10 numbers in stock at 20,000 rupees. Whirlpool 15 liters washing machine. Numbers, we have 8 numbers in stock at 18,000 rupees. You have Samsung 12 liters washing machine. Numbers, 5 numbers in stock at 10,000 rupees. Samsung 15 liter washing machine. Numbers, we have 9 numbers at 15,000 rupees. Right? So we have created all the items. If I just go to display list of accounts and stock item, we have all the items that we have created. So our groups are very simple. Stock groups, if you just go to stock groups, okay, we have 5 groups. If you go to stock item, under that we have all the items. Is this clear? Is this okay? So that is how you will create your masters. Okay, so once when you create your masters, we need to go and create the transactions. So I think till here you are clear on this. So now if you go to transactions, what are all the different kinds of transactions that you will have? In simple way, if you look at different kinds of transaction, you have purchase, you have sales, you have stock journal, and you have physical stock, which has inventory effect. While there are a lot more, okay, so these are all the basic one. Okay, so the basic things is you will have purchase, you will have sales, you will have stock journal, and you will have physical stock. Okay, and in the advanced voucher types, if you look at the advanced voucher types, you will have in the purchase group, you have the purchase order, the receipt note, the purchase and debit note, and in sales you will have the sale order, the delivery challan, the sales and the credit note. And you also have the rejection in and rejection out as one voucher type, as one group of voucher types. You could also have job order in and job order out if some businesses are into job order processing. And you also have rejection in and rejection out. So these are all the different voucher types. So first let us start with simple voucher types: purchase, sales, stock journal, and physical stock. So first let us go to purchase. So now we have got all the stock items. The stock items are enabled. Now we want to do the purchase transactions. Okay, so let us start with the purchase transaction. Okay, so in the purchase, let us just go to tally. Okay, hope you everyone is able to see my tally screen. Okay, now let us just go to the purchase entry, accounting vouchers, purchase. Okay, so now the layout of the screen is different. Yesterday the layout of the screen was different because we were just using only accounts. Today we are also using accounts with inventory. So the layout has been changed now. So now let us just look at how do we do this purchase entry. So first there is a supplier invoice number. If you have the supplier invoice number, you could just give that supplier invoice number and the date of the bill and from whom we are purchasing, from which party we are purchasing. Say example, I don't have the distributor name, so I'm just creating one distributor. Vikram Distributors, who comes under sundry creditors. Bill wise details are required. I could give all their address details, everything, and save. Okay, then it will ask for various other details saying receipt number, destination, every detail. Okay, what are the item that I am going to purchase? So all my items are listed out here. Okay, so example, I'll just say I want to purchase Samsung 1 ton, quantity 10 numbers, okay, at 10,000 rupees. So it's automatically taking the value. Okay, so here I could also have a common ledger in the configuration. Okay, I could just set up common ledger, okay, which will typically take my purchase local. Okay, then what is the item? I'm purchasing TV, 5 numbers, 36-inch at say 20,000 rupees per TV. Then I'm purchasing Sony TV at quantity 3 numbers. So it's automatically picking the rate because in the master we had specified the purchase rate, the standard rate. Okay, so it will pick from the master. Okay, then I have Sony 56-inch, 4 numbers, 35,000 rupees. Okay, so this is how I do the purchase entry. If there is any tax, that we'll configure the tax when we get into the GST and everything. Okay, and I get 10 days of credit to pay this 4,18,000 being purchase entry accounted. Right? So this is my purchase entry. I have saved this entry. So this is the purchase entry that I have saved. Okay, so these are all the quantities of the goods that we have purchased. Okay, and we had also given the credit period, all these details. Now once when we do this entry, so multiple reports, as yesterday we were explaining, multiple reports gets enabled. The first thing is my stock summary. If you just go to stock summary, it is showing you the group wise what is the total value. If you want to see the quantity, various details, click on Alt F1 detailed. where you will get under this which are all the items and what is your closing stock, quantity, rate and value. Okay, so you get all these details. Right here, what you could also do is you could also configure the screen. So on any reports, if you want to change the configurations of the screen, you need to click on F12. Say example F12. So what are all the fields that I need? Say example, I need the opening stock, I need inward, I need outward, I need closing stock. Accept. So the same report for the item, it is showing me what is my opening stock, opening balance, quantity, rate, value. What is my inward, that is my purchase, quantity, rate, value. What is my outward? If I have done any sale, it will come in outward. And what is my closing balance, closing stock. Right? This is how I do my purchase entry. Is this clear? Do you have any questions? Okay. So let us move on. The next transaction. Okay, so the next transaction from your this thing is basically this sale transaction. Okay, if you want to do a sale now, say example, I want to go to the sales and I want to make one sale, I'll just go to sales entry. Okay, example, I'll change the date, 9th April. Now, to whom am I selling? So there are two kinds of sales that probably we could do. One is the cash sale where we immediately receive the money, or we might sell on credit. So if we are selling on credit, then we need to take the party and do it. And if we are selling on cash, it is just a cash sale. So I'll show you both kinds of sale. So first, let me just take a cash sale. So the party name, I'll just select as cash, which will typically go to the party. Sorry, it will typically go to the cash. Cash gets updated. Okay, then here in the consignee name, I will type the party name. Say example, this is sold to Mr. Sahu. Okay, I could give his mobile number. Okay, this sales. So which item am I selling to him? Say example, he has bought one music system, one number at 15,000 rupees. He bought one more Samsung fridge, one number at 18,000 rupees. He bought one washing machine, Samsung 15-liter washing machine, one number at 20,000 rupees. He also bought one Sony 56-inch TV, one number. So it's automatically picking the value because in the master we had specified this value. It's automatically picking this. Okay, so I'm just saving. Okay, accept. So once when I do this transaction, okay, so this is what I have made a sale entry, and this is what actually I could even print. So if I want to print this, okay, I'll just click on Alt P, print on my screen. Okay, and I could see on the screen how my invoice gets generated. So this is the invoice which gets generated. So from Saraswati Traders, who is that I am selling it, what is the invoice number, the date of the invoice, various other details, to whom am I selling. Mr. Sahu, his mobile number, address, all those details will come, and what are all the items. BPL music system, one number at 15,000. Samsung 12 liters fridge at 18,000. Samsung 15 liter washing machine at 20,000. And Samsung TV 56-inch at 50,000. Okay, so total it's 1,03,000. Okay, this is how you could look at your invoice. You could print your invoice, do all the things. Okay, so now once when we do this, once when we have completed this transaction, sir, there is a question from Mr. Suresh saying that yes, Tally is you are showing for manufacturing. Sorry, you are showing for trading. How about for manufacturing? Sir, we have a separate session for manufacturing, how to use Tally for manufacturers. In that session, we'll be discussing how to create masters, what are all the things that we could do for manufacturing. The same was asked by Nisha Mehta also. How about creating masters for manufacturing unit? Okay, that will be discussed in a separate session. We have a separate session for Tally for manufacturers. Okay, in that session, we'll be discussing on that topic. Hope I have answered your queries. So there is one more question saying, how do you add taxes? Sir, this, how do we add taxes and all, we will be discussing in the GST session that is planned. Okay, so you need to attend the GST sessions so that it is very easy for us to take this forward. Okay, because this is a 14-day program that we are doing. Every day there are two sessions with different topics, so that we will be able to cover all the topics. So for tax portion, Mr. Abhishek, I would recommend you, I would suggest you to attend the GST sessions also, where we will be able to show you that. Okay, so a few of the participants are asking, please share this data so that we could look into this. Absolutely, we will share this data. Okay, we will share the data for all the people who will, in the end of the session, I'll tell you how you could communicate to us. Okay, we will ensure that these data are shared. Any other questions before we move to the on the topics? So let me just look at some of the chat messages that has come. For shares trading, can we follow the same method? Mr. Ramesh, yes, absolutely you could do it. You could even track the purchase cost and the sale price and everything, and you will be able to do it. So one of the respondents, Mr. Anirudh, is saying, sir, just give 2 examples are enough, it's becoming monotonous. Anirudh, I understand your concern, but there are a lot of participants, okay, who wants to learn from the basic. So first 3-4 sessions, you need to cope up with us. Okay, I'm extremely sorry if I've caused any disrupt to you, but looking at all the participants, it is very important that everyone follows it. So that is the reason we are going little in detail in the basics, so that everyone is understanding the things, so that as we move on to different sessions, it becomes easier for people to follow. Some user Galaxy Notebook, I don't know what's the user name, it just says Galaxy Notebook. He is asking, what about if we have negative stock? Yeah, Mr. Srinivas. Mr. Srinivas is asking, what about if we have negative stock? Typically, negative stocks can be maintained in Tally. Okay, only thing is you need to ensure that you account all the purchases so that the stock doesn't go negative. You will be able to do the transaction even with the negative stock. Standard rates, if you have given a figure while creating stock item, can we modify while passing the vouchers? Mr. Rajesh, yes, it is possible. While doing a transaction, you could edit that and change the rates if you want. Okay, so we'll just move on. So this is how you do the sales transaction. So once when you do the sale transaction, again, if you could just go and look at the stock summary report. Okay, a detailed one with F12 as show the opening, inward, outward, closing. So you have seen here in the outward, Samsung 12-liter fridge, BPL systems, Sony 56-inch, and Samsung 12-liter washing machine. These are all the items that we sold, which is coming in your outward. And accordingly, your closing stock is also getting adjusted. So example, if you take this Samsung 12-liter fridge, there is 10 numbers opening balance, 1 number is sold, so the closing balance is 9. Okay. So similarly for your BPL music system, 8 number is your opening balance, 1 is sold, 7 is the closing balance. All right. Hope you are able to see this. And one more thing, one more magic that actually you could see is when you make this sale transaction. Okay, so these are all the items that you have sold, right? Okay, so now you could also go and look at, say example, if you just go to accounts book, sales register. Okay, this is the sale entry that you have done, which is just showing you the sales register entries. Okay, and you could also look at, just click on F7 show profit. It will also show you what is the profit that you have made. Say example, in this case, the profit is calculated based on the cost is actual quantity into closing rate. Cost is equal to actual quantity into closing rate. So in this transaction, okay, there is a 28,000 rupee profit, which is at 27%. Okay, this is one specific report that you will get. Okay, it's very easy to find out, very crucial information that you could look at in the system. Okay, so we looked at the purchase transaction, we looked at the sales transaction. Okay, then what are all the different transactions we have? We have stock journal and physical stock. So what is stock journal basically? Okay, so stock journals are required when you want to move stock from one product to the other product, or from one location to the other location. Okay, or you want to do any adjustment entry for the stock. Okay, and the stock journal will be much more helpful if you are into a manufacturing concern. Okay, where you want to convert your raw material to finished goods. Okay, all those things when you want to do, it will become much more simpler to use that stock journal. So like example, let me just take one example. Okay, let me take an example of computer assembly, so which is easier for everyone to understand. So if I'm a dealer of computer assemble computer and sell. So if I'm a dealer of computer, so what I do is I go to market, I go to bazaar, electronics bazaar market. I procure all the raw materials. Like example, it might be a RAM, hard disk, cabinet, SMPS, keyboard, mouse, everything that I procure, and I assemble that and sell it as a computer. So now there is a manufacturing activity that is happening where all the raw materials are getting converted into finished goods. If you want to do this manufacturing activity where what we buy is the raw material, but what we sell is the finished goods, that is when actually we need to use the stock journals. Okay, so now let me just give you a simple example to just show you, okay, how to use the stock journals. Okay, now in the current example, okay, I'll just say that, okay, I have various stock items. Okay, let me just take all the stock items. Okay, so example, I have Samsung 2 tons 5 numbers and Samsung 1 ton 10 numbers. Okay, now I want to shift this 5 numbers of Samsung 2 tons to 1 ton. Okay, so I'm breaking this item and I'm reassembling it and I'm making it into 1 ton item. So if I want to do that, I need to use the stock journal. Okay, so let me just go and show you how to use that stock journal. Okay, for this you need to go to inventory vouchers. In the inventory vouchers, You are on stock journal screen. So this stock journal has consumption, which has to be consumed, and destination or production, which is getting produced. So here example, I'm just saying Samsung 2 tons. I'm taking 3 quantity as consumption, and I'm producing Samsung 1 ton of 6 quantities at 10,000. So what is going to happen is 3 quantities of Samsung 2 ton item gets reduced, and 6 quantities of 1 ton Samsung item gets produced. So in the consumption, that 3 quantities of Samsung 2 ton is getting reduced from your stock item, and 6 quantities of Samsung 1 ton gets produced. So it gets added. Okay. Being items reassembled. Now, once when I do this transaction, so if you just go and look at the stock report, example, air conditioners. See here, Samsung 1 ton became 16 quantity, right? So here there is 16 quantity, and in Samsung 2 tons, 3 quantity got reduced. So this is happening because we use this stock journal to reassemble the items. Is this clear? This is just one example. Similarly, we could have multiple examples for this. Okay, so some of the questions that is coming in the standard rate, Rajesh is asking if you have given the figures while creating the stock item, can we modify passing voucher entry? Yes, Rajesh, you could do it. Rupesh is asking, what about the value? Mr. Rupesh, if you could just explain me what is your question. I'm not able to understand value. You are just if you could explain what is your concern. Okay, Rajesh is asking, can you give one more example? Hope Rajesh is asking for the stock journals, right? Okay, so let us just go to stock journal. One more example of the stock journal. Okay. So now let me just take example. I'm just taking. Let me go to TV. TVs might not be the right example. Okay, let me just say fridge, Samsung. Okay, okay. Let me do one thing. Okay, so we will take a different example. Okay, first let me just create one item. Call it as Annapurna Atta 5 kg pack. Okay, so this comes under food items. I'm just creating one new group. You could just say Control Alt C and create a new group. Okay, and this is under kgs. Okay, so I have, say example, opening stock. I have 100 packs of 5 kgs. Each pack is at 150 rupees. Okay, and I also have atta that I sell. Okay, atta. Okay, under food items. Okay, it is under kgs. Okay, quantity, I don't have any opening balance. Okay, now say example, I'm into a retail trading. So I'm trading in Annapurna Atta. So what I generally do is I go and get 5 kg pack from the market, from my wholesaler, and I unpack that and I sell in loose. Okay, now if I go to the stock summary, Okay, in my food items, it is directly showing me there is Annapurna Atta of 5 kg packs, 100 numbers that I have. Okay, so now I need to break this up. I need to break this up and sell in loose. So how do I do that? So what I'll do is I'll use this stock summary, stock journal. In the consumption, I'm just giving Annapurna pack. Okay, I'm using 1 pack. Okay, or quantity 1 kg. Sorry, 1 second. I think there was a mistake. I'm sorry. Let me just go and look at what I created. Annapurna 5. Okay, so example, I'll just say it is in kgs, right? Okay, 100 kgs I have. So I have 20 packs. Okay, Annapurna Atta example, I'm just saying. Okay, it is so 5 is basically I have 100 kgs means I have 5 packs. Sorry, 20 packs. Okay, so what I'm doing, I'm just taking to your inventory. Okay, Annapurna 5 kg pack. Okay, so I have broken 1 pack, okay, which is of 5 kgs. Okay, and I'm moving it to normal atta, okay, which is become 5 kgs now, okay, which is at same 150 rupees. To sell in loose. Okay, so what had happened now for my stock, if I just look at, so this Annapurna pack has become 95 kgs and atta has become 5 kgs. Okay, now when I want to sell the item, I want to make a sales of atta. I'm just going cash sales. Okay, I want to sell 2.4 kgs. It will accept at 35 rupee per kg, 84 rupees. Okay, now if I look at my stock summary, I have 2.6 kgs of atta. So now if you look at the reports, see here, Annapurna 5 kg pack, we had 100 kgs and 5 kg got, we opened that pack. Out of that 5 kg, when we opened that pack, it became a normal atta. Out of that, we have sold 2.4 kgs and balance remaining is 2.6 kgs. Is this good example to understand? So for these reasons, you require stock journals. Clear on this? Okay, so let's just move on. The next voucher type is physical stock. What is physical stock and when it is required? See, today is 31st of March, right? If our business was normal, okay, if there was no lockdown or anything, if our business was normal, today actually we would have done the physical stock verification. Correct? In your business, you would have done the physical stock verification and recorded what is the physical stock that's available in your premises. Mr. Srinivas is saying we have pipes and converted to fabric items. Stock journal can be used. Yes, you could use, Mr. Srinivas. You could do that. Okay. So in the physical stock, typically, whatever is showing in your tally, the values, the stock position that is showing in your tally. Say example, if you just go to the stock summary, okay, whatever the item wise, if I just go, these are my closing stock of each of the item. And generally on 31st of the March, all these stocks are being physically verified. Now, once when you physically verify, there might be chances of whatever is in physical stock might not be in your actual in your book stock. Correct? So like example, if you are doing a physical stock, okay, in your system, Samsung 110, it is showing us 16 numbers. Actually, if you take a physical stock verification, you might have only 15 numbers. There are chances that your physical stock might not match with your book stock. So in those cases, you need to use physical stock to match your book stock and physical stock. So like example, my Samsung is 15 numbers. Let me take an example. So we did a physical verification of 31st of March or 30th of April in this example. Okay, and we found there are only 15 items in Samsung 110. So I need to account that. So how do I do that? I use physical stock. So let me just go to inventory vouchers, click on physical stock. Okay, update the date of for which date you are doing, 30th of April. Select the item Samsung 110, which is showing 16 numbers over here. Okay, but for me, as of today, we have only 15 numbers. Okay, the reason is I could say physical stock verification, based on physical stock verification. Now, if I look at my stock summary, so what is my Samsung 110 is showing me? 15 numbers, not 16 numbers. Okay, again, if I just go to F12 configuration and see different values, see here for Samsung 110, there is 16 numbers of inward and there is one number of outward, but it doesn't have the rate or the value, but your closing stock is showing us 15. Now my physical stock and the tally figures are matching. This is where you need to use the physical stock entries. Is this clear? Right? So does anyone have any questions on this? So if you have any questions, please type on your chat box before we move to the next topic. So Srinivas is asking, will there be any issues in audit if we adjust physical stock in this manner? But this is the reality, Srinivas. If in any business it is bound to happen, the physical stocks will not match to your book stocks. Then you have to adjust that. So how do you adjust it? So either you need to account it as loss. Okay, so for that you need to pass one accounting entry, and this is what you need to pass for physical entry. This is absolutely acceptable. Only thing is you should be able to explain to your auditors why you are doing this. Any authorization need to adjust? Of course, you require an authorization from the relevant stakeholders before doing this adjustment entry. Okay, fine. So let's move on. Next, coming to other vouchers. So these are your simple vouchers. Okay, next, if you look at the other vouchers, in the purchase, you have purchase order, receipt note, purchase and debit note. So we saw the purchase entry. Okay, so purchase orders, receipt note, purchase and debit note. So this purchase order and receipt note, we will be discussing when we are doing a topic on order management. Both purchase order and sale order, along with receipt note and delivery challan, we will be discussing when we are doing topic on order management. Okay, I'll just share that schedule also, on which day we will be doing this. Okay, rejection in and rejections out. This I will just show it to you how to do the rejection in and rejection out. Okay, so typically what is going to happen when you are making a purchase entry, for some reason, if there are any rejections, the stock has got damaged. So I need to reject that. I don't want to take that to my stock. I need to reject that. Or if there is any in the testing, when the material is coming in the inspection stage, okay, for some reason that gets rejected. So in various cases, you will have that rejections out during the purchase, or if you have sold and if your customer rejects it, you need to take it back. You will have rejections in. So to manage rejections in and rejections out, okay, so the first thing is you need to go to F11 features and enable. Okay, so you have an option called use rejection in and rejections out. So this is the option that you need to use. Use rejection in and rejection out notes. Enable this. Okay, so once when you enable on your inventory vouchers, you will get rejection in and rejection out. So rejection in is basically if you have sold and if there is any items that has been rejected by your customers, that is what you will take it as rejection in. In rejection out, if there are any purchases that you are doing and you are not accepting some of the items and you want to send it back to your suppliers, that is when you will use rejections out. Okay, so let us just look at. So we made one purchases. Okay, so if we just look at the data. Okay, we made one purchase entry from Vikram Distributors, right? So assume that Samsung 42-inch, I need to reject one number which has come on 8. So on 10th, I'm rejecting one item of Samsung 42-inch. Okay, one number needs to be rejected. So what I'll do is I will go to rejection entry, inventory voucher, rejection out. I'm returning the item. Okay, I'll just take the date as 10th of April. Okay, who is the supplier? Vikram Distributors. What is the item? Sony TV 42-inch. I want to reject one number. So it's automatically picking this 26,000. Being item damaged, return to distributor. Right? Accept this. So I've just returned this item. If I go to the stock item, okay, and see Sony 42-inch TV, it is showing me two numbers because one got rejected. So I could just go F12 and say show opening closing. Okay. So here it is default taking the invert itself as to the reason is rejection out will treat as the item comes in, we are just scanning the item there, we are just verifying the item there, and then and there we are rejecting. Clear on this? See here, if you look at one purchase, against that there is one rejection. Similarly, if there are any rejections in are nothing but you have made one sale and your customer has rejected it. Okay, that you need to record under rejection in. So we made one cash sale, right? And that customer has come back and told, no sir, some item is damaged, we can't use this. So let me just look at the transaction. Okay, let me just take one sales transaction. I've done one cash sale. Okay, so this customer is rejecting me the BPL music system. He has taken on ninth evening, he will come and say, sir, this music system is not working, it has got damaged, please take it back. I need to take this back as rejection in. Okay, so let us just see how to make rejection in entry. I'll just go to rejection in. Okay, I'm changing the date to 9th. Okay, so I need to give him money back because initially I had taken it as cash. Damaged. Okay, now look at your stock summary. BPL system. So it has got rejected. See here, rejection in has come in. In the outward, there was one outward and one became minus. So it has come back. Clear on this? Srinivas is asking, but we can use debit note and credit notes. Yes, you can use debit note and credit notes. Okay. Here, the example what I've taken is, if you have a separate stock team, the stores team, which is taking these rejections. Okay, if you are doing directly with your accounting, you could just take debit note and credit note and close it. You are correct, Mr. Srinivas. You could take debit note and credit notes also rather than taking rejection in, rejections out. Okay. I'll just show you how to take the debit note and credit notes also. That we will deal when we are doing the order management. It's more easier for you to track if you are doing the order management through the debit notes and credit notes. Okay. And there are voucher types for job work order out and job work order in. Okay, this we will discuss when we are doing the order processing management, order booking topic. Okay, so these are all the type of transactions that you will have. Okay, now based on that, you could see various reports. Okay, so one report that I always showing you is the stock summary. Okay, in the stock summary, you could look at item wise profitability. If there are any item wise profitability, group wise, item wise. Okay, you could see all those details which will show over here. Okay, you could also look at item wise. You could also have configuration and say what are all the fields that you need. Say example, you don't need rates and value, you want to look at only quantity. So you could do that. It will show only quantities. Inward, outward, and closing. Right? And when you are looking at this report, okay, so if you want month wise, what is your stock position? Say example, I'm just taking I'll just show you one more report. Okay, so I want to just look at only the quantity, not the rate and the value. Closing quantity I want to look at, and I want to look this report on a monthly basis. So I could just make one magic and say monthly. So you could see what is happening in April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. How did you get this? Since we have only transactions for April, the same is getting repeated. But if you have different stocks, then it will start showing differently. Okay, simple. How did you get this report? Okay, just click on F12, configure, show only quantity. It is at the group level. Now you do it at item. So it is showing the item quantity. You have auto column. Click on this auto column, say monthly, and it is showing you the month-wise auto column quantity-wise. This will be one of the most effective report for MIS. Okay, if you want to know month-wise what is the stock that is you are holding. Right? Okay. So this brings to the end of this session. Okay. If you have any questions, please type on your chat, or if you want to speak, please let me know. I will unmute you so that you could speak. Everyone can hear whatever the questions that you have. Okay. So I'm just before, as you type the questions, I will also share what are the different topics that you will have, okay, on different dates, so that you could know which are all the topics on which date that will be discussing on. So today we have receivables and payables management in the second half in 4 p.m. session. Tomorrow we will be discussing on multi-currency and reporting. In the morning, in the second half, we will be discussing on budgets and variance. And on 2nd of April, we'll be discussing on cost center and profit centers. And the continuation of the session will be in the evening. And on Friday, we'll be discussing on expense accounting, both accrual and cash basis. And on second half, we'll be discussing on final reports, which are all the reports that get generated. Then we will move on to advanced voucher management. One of the critical things, the advanced voucher management in the software Tally. Then we will get on to the order management, purchase order management. That will be on next Sunday, coming Sunday. Purchase order management, where we'll discuss on purchase order, receipt note, bill accounting, payments, sale order management in the second half. Okay, credit limits and interest calculation on Monday, which will go on for the second session also. And from Tuesday, Wednesday, we will be completely dealing on GST, right? From the basics of the GST, how to do it in Tally, okay, how to generate GSTR1 report, 2 reports, GSTR2, GSTR2A, GSTR3B, all those things that we'll be discussing on 7th and 8th. So 9th, we'll be discussing on advanced inventory management, where we'll discuss on the bill of materials, okay, the multiple unit of measures, okay, alternate unit of measures, then expiry dates for the item, multiple go downs. This is what we'll be discussing on 9th of April. On 10th, we will discuss on Tally for manufacturers, how to use Tally for manufacturing. On 11th, we'll be discussing on how to use Tally for service business, services, professionals. On 12th, we'll be discussing on TDS, how to use make TDS using Tally, automate TDS using Tally. And on 13th, we'll be discussing on advanced MS reporting on Tally. And on 14th, we'll be discussing on working on multiple companies and working from multiple locations. These are already 2 different topics. So these are all the topics that we will be covering over next 14 days, 13-14 days. Right? Is this clear? Okay, so is there any questions? I'm not seeing any chat messages. Hope everyone is clear on this. Yeah, some participants are want to have. Yeah, Srinivas is asking to unmute. Just hold on, Srinivas. Yeah, Srinivas, you're able to hear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please tell me, Srinivas, what's your query?
Sir, actually, we are dealing in pipes and fittings.
Okay.
And in some cases, we give pipes and we get it done. We get it done as a bends or couplers.
Okay.
So, how to make the entry? I was asking, you were telling about stock journal only. But
Right.
is it only that entry will do it, or any other entry have to?
No. So, see, stock journal is basically if you are doing any processing activity inside your premises.
Okay, no. This is job work.
Yeah, this is job work. Then you need to have job work in and job work out.
Okay.
So you need to enable the job work order processing management in Tally. Okay, there is a job work this thing I'll just show you on the screen. Okay, that you need to enable and start working on job work management. So in inventory, okay, 1 second, you have material in, material out.
Order processing?
No, not the order processing. See, here you have enable job work, job order processing.
Yeah.
So you need to enable this, and then you will get the job work in, job work out. So then you could maintain to which you need to create one job work order. Then against this work order, what are all the items that you are giving? So there might be multiple things. One, you are giving some of the items which get processed and comes back.
Yes.
Or second is you are giving some items, the processing organization is adding few more items to that. Okay, so all those things, if you want to manage, you need to use this job order processing management. It's completely a module by itself. Okay, you need to enable that and then do it.
But when we raise the voucher, that stock should get reduced.
Yes.
We are giving.
Yes. Because you need to know in the job workplace how much of your stock is laying there.
Yes.
Okay, all those things you need to track. So all those things tracking will be possible once when you do this job work order processing.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Sure. So is there any other participants who want to ask questions so that I can unmute you? If you have any questions, please let me know. I could unmute you people so that you could ask your queries so that others can also hear to your queries. Okay, so as we move forward, a lot of participants are asking, saying that, sir, please share this data so that we want to use this data and further work on this. Yes, we are happy. We will share this data, not at all an issue. We will share this data to the people who will send us mail. I hope everyone is able to see on the screen. All those people who send the mail to this email ID along with the details that we have given, your name, your email ID, your mobile number, your organization name. If you are on LinkedIn, please give your LinkedIn profile detail. If you are on Facebook, please share your Facebook profile details. Okay, for those people who are sending us the mail, we will reply on the same email attaching this data backup so that you could use this data backup for your further understanding purpose. Okay, is this fair?
Yes.
So those who want this data, whatever the discussion that we had, whatever the sample data that we have used for this presentation, we are happy to share. We will share this data. Please send an email to us. Please send a mail to mahesh@mmhsi.com giving all these details. Okay, we will reply back on that email sharing the data. Okay, as I told yesterday, okay, if any of the participants, if you can please make a 1-minute video and share your experience and share that video to me, I'll be grateful to you people. Okay, those who want to share, those who feel that yes, this session was good and you want to share your experience, I recommend everyone to do this. Please make 1-minute video, 1 to 2 minutes video on using your mobile. Okay, and please share that video. Okay, on this mobile number that is given, it's 9902016176. So how many of you would like to share the video? Can you please put it on chat saying yes, I will share the video? Okay, so please share the video. Yes, I'm getting responses. Thank you. Please share this video about your experience on today's online session. Okay, so we will be more than happy to see your video as to how you felt. Hope this session was helpful. Okay, before we close this session, a small introduction about our organization. We are a 5-star Tally certified partners. We have more than 20 years of experience in Tally sales, training, implementation, customizations, everything. We do customizations also on Tally. Okay, we do custom development based on the client's requirement. We do customer specific trainings, taking relevant business scenarios. So today, since there is a lockdown, we are just doing this as a common training, but we also do customer specific training, understanding their business. We take their business examples and we do the training so that it is much more customized training for the users. Okay, and we also do custom development on Tally. Right? Okay, so if you don't have any other queries, questions, I thank everyone for your valuable time in coming to this session, okay, and helping us and helping all other participants. Okay, we hope this session was very useful to all of you. Okay, hope I learned a lot of things from you guys. I hope you would also have learned things from today's session. Okay, don't forget to send an email. Those who need this data backup for you to work, please look at on your screen to which email ID you need to send. Please send an email so that we will revert back along with this data. Thank you one and all. So we'll again connect today at 4 o'clock. Thank you. Can you unmute me regarding stock item, Mr. Rajesh? Just hold on, Rajesh. I'll unmute you. Rajesh, one sec, just be on the line. Yes, Rajesh, hello? Can you hear?
Sir.
Yeah, tell me, Rajesh, what's your query?
While passing purchase or sales, stock item will be recording stock item. For some stocks, it will show closing balance at the end, but correct. For some stocks, it will not show. Why that?
See, for some stocks, if it is not showing, so there is no closing stock. It is 0.
Okay.
That is the reason it is not showing.
Okay, sir. That's all. Thank
That's all. Thank you, Rajesh.
you. Sure.
Yeah.